In the quiet corners of suburban America, just beyond backyard fences and cul-de-sacs, a stealthy predator is making a comeback. The bobcat, once elusive and rarely seen, is now being spotted in neighborhoods, golf courses, and even on security cameras mounted above suburban garages. These wildcats are not new arrivals, but rather ancient natives reclaiming old ground. With tufted ears, stubby tails, and piercing eyes, bobcats are among the most adaptable carnivores in North America. Scientists refer to them as Lynx rufus, and they've long been known for their ability to thrive in diverse environments, from dense forests to arid deserts. But in recent years, something remarkable has been happening. Bobcats are booming in population and expanding into cities and suburbs where few expected them to roam. This resurgence is not an accident. Several factors have converged to create the perfect conditions for bobcat recovery. First, many states implemented strict hunting regulations and conservation measures in the late 20th century. These protections allowed once declining populations to stabilize and eventually grow. Second, human developments have inadvertently created new kinds of habitat. Suburban landscaping, with its mix of wooded edges, water features, and abundant prey like rabbits and rodents, offers a buffet for opportunistic predators like bobcats. The decline of larger predators, wolves and mountain lions, has also removed competition, giving bobcats more room to hunt and breed. In short, bobcats have found ways to live among us, often without us even noticing. Advanced technology has helped researchers understand this quiet expansion. GPS collars, wildlife cameras, and drone-based surveys are now used to track the movements of bobcats through human-dominated landscapes. One study in Southern California revealed bobcats living within a mile of busy freeways, crossing underpasses at night, and denning in thickets behind shopping centers. Another in the Midwest showed that some bobcats live their entire lives within suburban greenbelts and parklands. These cats are nocturnal and secretive, typically avoiding direct encounters with people. But they leave behind signs tracks in fresh mud, fur snagged on fences, and the occasional blurry image on a trail cam or doorbell video. As their presence grows, so too does public curiosity. Some people are thrilled to see a wild predator in their neighborhood, interpreting it as a sign of ecological balance. Others are more cautious, especially pet owners concerned about safety. Bobcats generally pose little threat to humans, but they may prey on small pets if given the chance. Education has become key to promoting coexistence. Wildlife officials encourage people to keep cats indoors, secure garbage, and avoid feeding stray animals, which can attract bobcats. Communities are learning to appreciate these cats not just as predators, but as indicators of healthy ecosystems. Historically, bobcats were viewed with suspicion and often hunted or trapped. In the early 1900s, they were considered vermin, and their numbers declined due to unregulated killing and habitat loss. But shifting attitudes in the latter half of the century helped change their fate. Legal protections under state and federal laws, along with a growing awareness of biodiversity, gave bobcats the breathing room they needed. Conservationists now see them as a success story, proof that native species can rebound even in the face of rapid urbanization. Some even refer to bobcats as the ultimate suburban survivors. Their resurgence also raises bigger questions about how wildlife and cities intersect. As urban sprawl continues, more species will encounter the challenges and opportunities of human-dominated landscapes. Bobcats are just one example. Coyotes, foxes, raccoons, and even black bears are increasingly seen in metropolitan areas. The presence of these animals forces communities to rethink their relationship with the wild. Are we willing to share space with predators? Can cities be redesigned with wildlife in mind? Some urban planners now incorporate green corridors and habitat buffers into new developments, allowing animals like bobcats to move safely between wild patches. In many ways, the bobcat story is still unfolding. Their population trends vary by region, and ongoing research is essential to understand their long-term prospects. Climate change, habitat fragmentation, and disease outbreaks remain concerns. But for now, the signs are promising. Bobcats are reproducing successfully, dispersing into new areas, and exhibiting remarkable flexibility in where and how they live. In states like Texas, Florida, and Colorado, they're becoming a more common part of the ecological fabric. Public fascination with bobcats has also fueled a rise in citizen science. People across the country are reporting sightings, submitting photos, and contributing to community-based tracking projects. These efforts not only enrich scientific data, but foster a deeper connection between people and the wildlife around them. Children are learning about bobcats in school, and social media is filled with clips of cats prowling through snow or perching on backyard fences. Ultimately, the bobcat's quiet comeback is a lesson in resilience. It shows that with a little space, some tolerance, and smart policy, wildlife can coexist with people even in the most unexpected places. Their amber eyes peer out from the shadows not as threats, but as reminders that the wild world is never too far away. In a time when biodiversity is under siege globally, the bobcat reminds us of what's possible when nature is given the chance to recover. So the next time you hear rustling in the brush or see tracks winding across a trail, remember, the wild is closer than you think. And the bobcat, America's stealthy suburban prowler, is living proof that nature can and will adapt to a changing world. Looking ahead, conservationists are closely watching how these adaptable cats manage continued human expansion. Urban wildlife biologists are developing predictive models to track bobcat movement through satellite data and ecological mapping, helping cities prepare for increasing encounters. Community outreach programs are teaching residents how to coexist respectfully and safely, reinforcing that these animals aren't intruders, but neighbors. Meanwhile, wildlife corridors, both natural and constructed, are gaining support as vital lifelines for bobcat populations navigating highways and developments. As bobcats become more familiar figures in our suburban stories, their mystique doesn't fade, it deepens. They remind us that wilderness is not always a distant place, but can exist quietly alongside our daily routines. They hunt in the twilight, nap in the brush by midday, and leave no trace by dawn. Their survival speaks to the persistence of nature and the potential of humans to live more harmoniously with it. In the story of American wildlife, the bobcat has reclaimed its chapter, and it continues to write more with every silent step through the shadows of suburbia.